Well, let's sit down here.
We have about 10 people on the list. We have problems with the mic, so you could do us a favor. If you are here for a poetry reading, please come as close to the mic as you can, and as close to the speakers can. There's plenty of seats here. Please don't be ashamed, don't be shy, please come closer. All right. The crowd reacted very enthusiastically to my encouragement. I'm very optimistic about this reading. So here's how it's going to be, folks.
The Muppet Show. Give me the wrong price.
We have to split from here at 10 o'clock. We have 12 people on the list. That means that if we, each of us take about 3.5 minutes of the open mic time, this will go really smooth. 12 people signed the list. The list is going to be open for as long as we have time. Technically speaking, I would call first person on the list, but I'm not going to do it. If anybody wants to read the first at the open mic, please step to the mic and rock it. Who wants to do it? Okay. We have a sacrificial lamb. Let's give it up for Leslie right here. Somebody else, Leslie's reading first. You're going second, man. What's your name right here?
Okay.
Let's give it up for the first poet of the night.
Get the mic as close as I wanted to my lips. Okay.
Great first poem right there.
So this poem is written by Michael Weaver, and this poem is about Tom Murphy, because my husband writes a lot of poetry about Tom Murphy. I had a friend, a poet, one Tom Murphy, a prowler. The hinterlands of funk and holiday caterwauls, a searcher and a destroyer, who stood in my kitchen, red, in my kitchen, roaring, calamitous poems one wine-filled night. Gone then, north, to channel the ghost of Woody Guthrie in grim Oklahoma. And east, beyond the U and Mesquite, a clattering Moses of the Word, cutting a swath across belly-up Bible Belt. He says, being a poet laureate doesn't mean anything. Doesn't matter in these new streets, but I disagree. It matters. I sit at an old table before an old typewriter, a sheet of blank paper suckered in its jaws, and write this homage.
Everybody love me, if you like a poet. Clap for the poet. I'm going to, folks, read two names. I'm going to say who is on deck. Please step into the mic. If you are on deck, make sure you are close to the mic so you can go smoothly. If you want to sign up for another round of the open mic and we have time, we will accommodate you. It was a beautiful short poem. If you like a poem, clap for the poet right here. We have on deck people, step to the mic. Steve Sanders, let's give it up for the poet.
Good evening, everybody. Steve Sanders. You might remember me as the pirate poet earlier today. But I was up here for the speculative fiction panel and did not get to read this piece. And I'd like to share this one with you. It's my homage to the Hollywood version of Frankenstein, of the Frankenstein story. It's called The Clockwork Man.
Can I put this in for you?
A cold, dark temple to science. A doomed man submits to his fate. With scalpel and gears and copper, the driven doctor begins to create. Crimson splatters on stone walls, oil on a lonesome pier glistens. The specter of steam glides unseen. One can hear laughter if one listens. Slivers of skin fall like snowflakes. The smells are grotesquely obscene. The human mechanic travels. Never again will I be truly clean. Slipping a flywheel into a slash, bloody hands caress the steel into place. Almost finished. The needle is next. And he looks into the empty face. Without life, the eyes are placid, lips slack as an unstrung bowstring. The form might be a sleep or an angel, and not some mechanical man-thing. Done! And now for the mechanism, his secret for animus bestowing. Fresh steam enlivens the turbine, and then blood and air begin slowly flowing. Grease and oil, ichor and sweat, gears and muscle, gristle and chain, the clockwork man begins to stir, showing signs of life and signs of pain. Rising from the blood-covered table, this new being stands on its own. Strange noises clatter from his chest, perhaps a gear misaligned against a bone. He towers tall and still like a statue, and to him his creator is drawn, like the very first meeting in Eden, or when the first man painted the first dawn. At last, a spark of recognition, like a fawn he sways where he stands, and then, as if directed by a downbeat, both old man and new raise their hands. But no gestures were ever so diametric to touch, causing the poor doctor to cringe, for he had reached out and said welcome. But the clockwork man, in savage revenge.
Steve Sanders right here. If you like a poem, clap for the poem. Let's keep it going, folks. On deck we have Leslie stepping to the mic. Pete Luz, let's give it up for Pete right here.
My name is Pete Lutz, and I take a moment to say, who cares? I have a series of limericks here. They're not related. They're just limericks. It's one of my favorite folk poetry. And I read some of these earlier today at the university, but some of the others are not speculative. They're just relaxed. I think you're unplugged. Can you hear me?
No.
I'm a stage actor, so I can project my voice over. Test. Said Harlow, a master of grammar, his voice rising over the clamor. Before E, except after C, he suffered somewhat from a stammer. I started avoiding my gal, blood from my pal, then moved on to my dad, and it made me feel bad. I can't leave her, someday I shall. Oh, hand me my pliers again. Some prats put a nail in my brain. I tried the claw hammer, but it just made me stammer. I hope that this will leave a big stain. Enjoying a taco at luncheon, Jose, busy chewing and crunching, didn't hear Flo with her soft burrito till she used it on him like a truncheon. My mother said, "Take over, dear," to father who sat swilling beer. Our offspring's a liar, and my arm it doth tire from slapping him truthful, I fear. A werewolf who wanted a snack just before his next lunar attack said, "I should be quite wary, but when I'm not hairy, These thin mints to me are like crack. The cannibal ate like a pig, got arrested and tossed in the brig. He exclaimed, "Upon my life, I was helping my wife. She asked if her bum looked too big." You can save up to half of your rent with this entrepreneurial bent. Collect a deposit by leasing your closet to people of murderous intent. And here's the final one. It's a little dirty. I saved the dirty one for last. With limericks, one can be quite ribald, describing how Fanny Hill dribbled. But if left up to me, it would be better to see it and to read the words John Cleland scribbled. Thank you.
And keep it going, keep it going. On deck we have Stephen stepping to the mic this time. On the previous occasion, Michael, a strong man, sent a woman to read his poem. Now she's reading for herself. Let's give it up for lovely Leslie.
Hello again. This is titled Memoirs de la Guillotine. In a flower wreathed and misty autumnal gauze, wielding my Damascus-bladed rosebud chainsaw among gossamer-leafed bumblebee wings and chrysanthemum-splayed ovaries, planetary harvested. I employ mercy to my captor, spreading spinal sin upon an artificial titanium altar. What? I question. It haunted me, that entity. Tourmaline and fire opal eyelids staring amid the sifted bones of immortal imposters. These are the memoirs of the guillotine. Arrows strike their hearts. The counterfeit depreciate long after the sun goes down. Bones meet smoky caskets, planted by the unnamed and armed, viridescent terrestrials. Reminiscent of the serpentine angels that prepare the holy feasting funeral of our unremembered pasts. In this fight for the future, fire of the revolution, light the way. Language of the soul, we name ourselves criminals in the grimoire of the 3 cherry moons. We sacrificed our blood, tears, along with deep earth offerings of abandoned hematite, cyanide, and dignity for humankind. We animate the damned. We wave our flags. We march and chant solidarity. We have become an army of the revolution in flower wreaths and misty autumnal gauze.
Lovely Leslie, let's get, if you like a poem, clap for the poem! And let's keep it going, let's keep it rolling on deck. We have Elijah stepping to the mic. I'm going to read a sec. There is a public announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here for poetry, and you're standing or sitting very far away, there are seats right here. Please don't hesitate. Please come up close. There's a table right here. Some of us have really good profiles, so please come closer. Very good view right here. Having said that, let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. On deck, I'm just stepping the mic. Steven!
For a while, and then toss and tumble some more. Write a poem. And I was looking out the window that night, one night, and the moon, the clouds were coming across the moon, and then this poem came. I don't know why, but it's of course. All the wild horses, all the wild horses rambling down the canyon, the trail they've worn. All the wild horses standing still, listening, smelling, as clouds slide by the moon. All the wild horses wheeling at a gallop, drumming hard-packed earth, red dust rising, veins flowing like rivers, hooves flying in cadence, striking ground, slamming out the surge of a thunderstorm. All the wild horses disappearing. All the wild horses, the ancient horses, the broken horses, in their stalls, with their sculpted heads, big horse teeth, their snorts, their grassy tongue, velvet ears, big soft eyes, like dark planets, like night, ignoring you, regarding you.
If you like a poem, clap for the poet right here. Then we have Ale stepping to the mic, Alicia. Let's give it up for the poet right here.
Checking. Can y'all hear me in the back? Yeah? Okay, great.
If you don't, come closer.
Y'all heard him. Okay, so this title is Wearing Strawberry Ruffle Socks to Drown In. My hands steady, Aaron belly's crutch. Knees hover mom's quicksand floor. The worn backsplash crowd gossiping tonight's feud. Eyes transfixed by grumbling problems. Ma, when did stomach first hunger? When our cord was sliced, or when I refused bottles because, like the plastic teat, everything grinds to a halt. Hey, the roof is ground up, the dangling mirror perfect. Or was it when I chewed myself to avoid wasting food stamps? I asked to tell you I'm back without confessing absence. Or was it when throat couldn't swallow the whole truth of how Pa's face twisted up meant love letters, meant missing doorknobs, meant feeding heart lies, that his frustrated flashes of falling weight, a demigod's lightning, would wrench us out these tired trenches. Oh, relentless stomach, labyrinthine pit of flesh, your canal never a stop but a passing, the route of funeral, to devour anything with acid, to make it nothing, to erase the history before it sticks was an immigrant mother's secret. Ma, when did we become stomach? Do you remember our digestion of eviction notices, of neighborhood raids, of raining knuckles, of sidewalks drenched in our sweat from hours of picking aluminum cans only to smell like $8.75? I remember your digestion of your worst nights meant shit when it came to my girlhood. Your hunger, a refusal to digest me. I'm sinking in the sand valley because my mascara stained strawberry socks anchor me outside your punch door. They're ruffled, like the kind you wore to sleep on a district. I pretend words can change truths, pretend my anger-coated saliva will make a sound worth rising to. Perhaps hunger is a mother searching for her lost child, believing mankind will return. Tell me, what man wrapped hunger and called it your son? Tell me the exit to this hourglass is drowning, because I am.
Alicia, if you like a poem, clap for the poet. Let's keep it rolling, let's keep it going. I'm going to put two people on deck because I'm not sure that Jacob is around us. Jacob, are you here? You are on deck. Stepping to the mic. Ale! Let's give it up for the poet!
Hey. Okay, so I'm going to read one very short. It's called Cardinals Are the Color of Blood. Helen, okay, gotcha. I'm Tom. Cardinals are the color of blood. In these silent days, lifetimes loiter long after summer yearnings. Shadows croon, peachy and blue, Southside Sandia and Penumbra. Cascading down seawalls the same, rust wanting every space untouched, rust in between, rust, the oxide blush. To stand still, to be Achilles and the arrowhead. These dog days lay across the bedroom floor. Weather covers and dusty crystals go through interstates, intervals glistening lunch tables into jewels. Blue in the face of evening heat and candor. Blue, the motherly cool see-through tattoos. They live here. Living here, livid with that already has. And love rings like a hollow bell. Me expands through and through. The vespertine is the same name forever. Always comes too soon in these silent days.
That was Ale right here. If you like a poem, clap for the poem! Alright, I'm not completely sure. Jacob, are you here? Okay, what about Ale?
I already went for my name.
Alright, what about Elijah? Okay, so we have James on the deck, stepping to the mic. Let's give it up for Elijah.
Hello, y'all. Hello, y'all. Can y'all hear me in the back? Alrighty. Let me get the poem out. I'm gonna read this one. Alright. This one's called "Letter to Charity," the greatest of them all. Actually, hold on, because it goes with the song. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'll do that. One moment. Can you hear that?
A little bit.
You know what? It's okay. I'm gonna go like acapella. All right. So, "Letter to Charity," the greatest of them all. Okay. How are you, my love? Mi amor, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te le va? Gatela. Agape. They said once that we two were once one, so that when our arms touched and our legs crossed, I feel more complete than at any point I could reach on my own. Fair Dulcinea, sweet thing, we found we amongst the chaos of civilizations claim my whole. Nothing can one image care, one substance within my soul. For you are unforgettable. That's my way through the night for this dark treader who fears time's plight. You are my Polaris guiding the seafarer to the seas. Everything means with the land. I wish we can be free. Where equality and equity are guaranteed. Where love and protection are common decency. Where women are treated as the queens they are and men as the kings and everything in between and unseen the benevolent all. I will tread these lands not as ancestors before me. Not as conquistadors spreading their influence, but as a native of this land, like my ancestors before me. We inherit the consequences of those who thought before we. We do not have to hurt one another. There's plenty enough to go around. We don't have to continue their legacies of racism, classism, sexism, ableism, all the schisms that we have constructed hitherto to divide our society across lines that we cannot see but that we envision. They are sold to us, a false image of success that obscures the design of death. These are the lost, last, biggest idiots who endanger this world. Caste systems of inequality, of superiority and inferiority complexes, who feed into phobic contrivances which sow seeds of hate and misunderstanding into the soil between our toes. You cannot desecrate a land that you are not a part of, that you do not respect, that you do not treat. Heed this warning, my love. There is no one on this earth that we do not meet. Everything that we do to one another and with ourselves ripples across time and space like a stone skipping through the cosmos across the surface of the real world. We are a body-mind tied to our environment as much as the environs are us. Abandoned humanism. Except that we are but a part of a much larger whole. That fractal beings are us, infinitesimally small and unfathomably large. We are infinitely becoming and will have never-endingly become the center and beyond ourselves. Ego stifles this becoming. Ego welcomes you. Stop. Here. Hold your hand over your heart. Feel the same blood that flows through rivers and beasts and gravity holding together celestial bodies, stars that we are descended from. Let go of your conceited consciousness. Embrace individual totality. Feel free, my friend.
That's how easier like that.
Okay, we have a person who signed up. The name James. All right, we have James. Stepping to the mic, dusting on deck. Let's give it up for the poet right here.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin. Blind, hidden truths, seeking to find, need questions answered in my mind. Shielded eyes, afraid to look. What will I see? My foundation shook. Delicate balance, feeling the fall, speeding downward, losing it all. Can't happen. Can't happen to me. A spirit all bound up that used to be free. Reality hits. Reality is here. Things I once loved, now my greatest fears. Confidence gone, replaced with confusion. Reality so shocking, I'll cling to illusion. Thank you. And if I may, soul's journey. Winds blow spirits together. Souls become intertwined. Friendships blossom from heartache. Our hearts play tricks on our minds. Roads lie lonely through the countryside. People search for what they call free, yearning for some sort of semblance between who they are and who they want to be. We hope, for the sake of hoping, that our life circle is one that's fulfilled, knowing as mere mortals, life's meaning remains just out of touch and concealed. In the end, only grasping a fraction of all that there is to know. We sigh our last sigh and breathe our last breath, and into forever we go. Come on.
If you like a on deck we have Zero. Stepping to the mic. Let's give it up for Dustin.
Dying into life. We delight in bliss to know the experience of a heart. Radicals of desire thrown open beneath withered fields. We are rooted in the sentient night, beyond the lush green of eternal unknowing, dreaming up from fertile sleep, with a dark flux of blood soaked through with blue beams of rain. We blossom the frozen ground with each kindled touch, engendering light with verdant surge, darkened in flesh, embowering red bloom of day. In a chrysalis of night, we dream a feast of flowers, gathering bouquets of memories, thirsting bats drinking at the well of Sirius, with ecstatic songs staining our lips, deep in green night. Outside the gates of the fruited garden, we have grown into a slow dawning. The unfolding of budded petals lights our path, winding down to a pomegranate kiss. As we reach freely in the dark, living
That was Dustin right here. If you like a poem, clap for the poem! Let's keep it going, let's keep it rolling! On deck, Dorothy, step into the mic. 0 column 3.
If you could read emoji, that's just a kid face. It's like a cat face. I'm like, come on, dude.
Technical difficulties.
There are no difficulties here. There are only problems.
Can you hear me? Okay. Alright, I'm going to read something that I call a chaotic translation because I've been looking at and studying a bit of this Kadaching. I tried to work on a project with Dr. Stefan Sensor on this, but it was too much paperwork to get him on my thesis committee. So I am now just appropriating Eastern culture and working that into my thesis. That's another dimension there. But this is a chaotic translation of translations of chapter 58 of the Tao Te Ching. Long indeed have we been deluded. Chaos is self-regulating and flowers naturally. So learn to trust chaos. It is upon bad fortune that good fortune grows. Upon good fortune that bad fortune takes its well-deserved rest. If there is silence, let it grow. Though few know it, there is no justice because every straight line extends infinitely into a curve. Order is completed by disorder. Normal is completed by a nil. The complete leader knows the pilot is unfolding rather than attempt to stop it because the leader is also unfolding. Demonstration is more potent than imposition. Questions being further than prejudice. Cutting things into your shapes only maims them. The complete thinker is direct without effort, makes even without hurting, is a model without deforming, shines without blinding. Thank you. I'm also translating translations of the Bible to kind of balance it out. That was it.
Zero column 3. If you like a poem, clap for the poem. Let's keep it rolling. On deck, we have Matthew W.O. Stepping to the mic, we have Dorothy. Let's give it up for Dorothy.
No, it's on.
This is a short poem I wrote.
Right on.
This is a poem I wrote. It's a short one. Going up to the I don't know, free to paint. Anyhow, this poem is called One Hit Wonder. One hit wonder woman, where are you flying off to now? Besides things, of poor soul. Lying lips and beaming eyes of perfection, flying straight on through the onyx skies, leading the way from ebony to pale blue, heavens to Benzie, to save, to rescue, to to restore, shining beacon lights along the way. No one knows her missions or how they began, only as she sings the blues perpetual, even as she reclaims and delivers with care all the souls she encounters.
That was Dorothy right here. If you like a poem, clap for the poem! On deck, Alex Oliveira. Stepping to the mic, Matthew! I said, Matthew!
The blood, it thickens. Whatever your form, there's always a scar. Weaker now, weaker then. My threshold is growing. The night at the hunt is not far. Echoes from the past seem to involve in my madness. Madness that tells a story. Stories of gods long forgotten. Hunters that do not quit their tasks. The blood is warm now. Shall we bask? The night is young. The night is pure. This madness, at least to me, seems to have no cure. The moon sheds light onto a curse unknown and evermore. The moon is now red. The stench of beasts, gunpowder, and iron fill the air. And I want more.
What was Matthew O? If you like a poem, clap for the poem, Matthew! On deck we have Mr. Pickle. Stepping to the mic, Alex Oliveira. Let's give it up for the poem.
Good evening. This one is called Scrolling. It's short and sweet. Scrolling, seeking, soothing. One's eyes with sights. I feel my stomach begin to see. As the bubbling blue stream
Was Alex Oliveira right here. Let's give it up for Alex. On deck we have Leslie Redemption. On mic we have Mr. Pico. Let's give it up for Mr. Pico.
Can you hear me? No seat was better than the band, the Stevens. None of that mattered. Why Darius mentioned his heart began to race when he saw that red engine. The company drew closer and laden in blue. One look at proud faces and the boy knew. Hey, I want to be a firefighter. Is that okay? Yes, son, it is, but Great Dragon took my sled. Many years had passed by, the child now a teen. Fire engine dreams, forgotten, gone what had been. Life is not complicated, your youth is for fun. Then one evening, the boy went for a run. He rounded a corner, felt a sting in his eye. Sparks flew upward, flames lit the sky. My baby, the mother screamed as she cried. Her house was on fire, her child still inside. It caused him to tremble, to fret, to reel. Where most met with fear was courage he'd feel. He peered through dark waters, took hold of his fate. A voice beckoned him to come through the gate. Surrounded by friends, family, mentors, and peers, he ignored the law, the praise, the cheers. They called them all saints, angels, heroes, from cadet to firefighter, again starting at zero. He joined the department with one save under his belt. He thought nothing of it, the pride that he felt, except that which befell him at first alarm sound. By his side, true men of valor, of that he was proud. No longer a rookie, now considered a vet. Respect you must earn. He did every chance he could get. Fourth alarm had sounded, a new lesson to learn. The hunger of fire and how hot it could burn. The assignment was caused them to tremble, to fret, to reel, where most met with fear was courage to feel. He peered through dark waters to cold of his fate, a voice beckoned him to come through the gate. He battled the dragon, but the dragon won. His world became fire, ours undone. A hero was fallen. We try to understand, to make sense, to make right. The battle for hope we fight all through the night. We look for an answer, someone to explain why good ones die young, and heroes are slain. Our anger is specter, our doubt a wraith. The sadness is real and it's killing our faith. What also is true is what our God has done. Sent us a Savior, He gave us the one. Battled the dragon, the victor, the Son. Our eyes lifted higher, death's work now undone. The hero once fallen, now free, he to hear the voice of the Father so sweet, so dear. Caused him to tremble, to fret, to reel, where most met with fear was courage he feel. He peered through dark waters to hold of his faith. A voice beckoned him, my child, come through the gate.
That was Pico right here. If you like a poem, and also the poet right here. We are going to take 1 second for an announcement.
How long is a second again?
Before we move on to the next poet. How do you like your host, folks? You know, one thing if you are a host, you have to rely on the crowd to buy you a beer. If anybody can buy me a beer, I would like Guinness or Pilsner, motherfuckers. Three, stepping to the mic, Leslie Redemption. Let's give it up for the poet.
Yeah.
Leslie!
Woo! Okay.
Leslie!
Yes.
Movie star! She's in movies!
This poem is titled 2046 by Michael Einholzer. 1. There was smoke, nakedness, clouds of skin and stovepipe, and their costumes of armored jackets and coats. Broke upon the masses with a fevered blood and a burden. The workers took up arms before their flags were starved at the ends of their flagpoles. How they fought and cried in half jerks amid the blows. And great weapons fell into the alleys and neighborhoods where streets and buildings cracked until none were left. The wind filled the sky, pigeon-tailed cloth. Then there was light from low-pitched clouds, and the nothing white shapes of tumbleweeds populated the vast autopsy spaces. There were ghosts, and the ghosts of towns and bodies, sometimes of children and horses and men and women, preserved in their ragged clothing. Talismans of dead butterflies from their secret mouths mark their names on our bodies. Our holy martyrs in lines written and touched by the last vocabularies of modernity. Robes of insurrection and rush rotted away like the waters, while still the wolves are in the mountains.
That was Leslie right here. You like a poem? Clap for the poet! To be honest, folks, we are going faster than I was thinking we would be going. the host. Therefore, the list is still open. If anybody wants to step to the mic or step to the mic for the second time, especially if your first poem was rather short, the list is still open. Having said that, on deck we have Jane Marie stepping to the mic. Let's give it up for Bree.
And this one is like a work in progress. It's this long for me. Can you not hear me?
Go with that. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. What's going on?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Mic check. Mic is up.
Hey, can you hear me now? Okay. So this first one's called Unicorn. My boyfriend and I are looking for a third. Yeah, I kissed a girl once too. I thought you were a lesbian. So are you down for a threesome? And have you ever been with a girl? How do you really know? Are you sure about that? As long as you don't hit on me, LOL. I have a husband, so it doesn't bother me. Am I your type though? If I was gay, I'd totally get with you. Wait, but doesn't that technically make you pan? I just don't understand how you can like that. How many girls have you slept with? How about guys? I think you're just saying this for attention. I'm not biphobic, but... Alright, and then my second one... Okay, my second one is a work in progress, and the title is If You Are Hungry, I Will Feed You, and I'm totally giving credit to Arena Lara Silva. I took this from one of her poems and put my own spin on it. If you are hungry... Are we good?
Yeah.
If you are hungry, I will feed you. Lay's potato chips, snickerdoodles, my famous peacock pie, Dr. Pepper, Bates, Roots, and good old jambalaya. And if I feed you, you will want more. And if you want more, I'll smile and say, Fuji apple with caramel keeps the dentist away. One more glass of orange juice, one more Milky Way, and after you're through, I'll begrudgingly clean up the mess and let you watch cartoons. And while you watch cartoons, you'll tell me you want a snack. Off to the pantry. Thank God I bought that pack. 100 calories of thin crisps, Oreos, Goldfish, Pringles, Lorna Doones, and Cheese Nips too. No matter how much you eat, you can't put those calories back. And when you can't put them back, I'll sign you up for the newest fad diet. Weight Watchers Noom, that stupid little app. I'll buy you leggings that don't fit and hope you lose it until you're quiet. And when you become quiet, I'll ask what I've done. I'll shift all the blame to tell you you're wrong. But I did what I could with all that I had. Oh, pity me, what should I do when all I did was put you on a diet? And put you on a diet and no more Lay's potato chips, snickerdoodles, my famous pecan pie, Dr. Pepper, Bates, Roots, good old flies. Instead, I'll puff and puff and blow your confidence down. You are hungry, I think you've had enough.
That was Bree right here. Let's keep it going, let's keep it rolling. On deck we have Cheyenne, stepping to the mic, Jane Marie. Let's give it up for Jane Marie. Where are you, Jane Marie? All right.
Good evening, y'all. So, can y'all hear me?
Stay right on mic.
Okay. I can hear myself. So, I sat on this poem for the longest freaking time because I'm a perfectionist with poems, and this was started back when Uvalde and Tops happened within the same few weeks. So pissed. And my family's apolitical, so I'm the only one who actually He cares about shit. So here's plastic apparel. Gold and black and long and smooth are what is hailed by the obsessors who deem ammunitions to be their lesser gods with no stout stop second God. Worship the peril of the bullet that pass through the body, discriminate a creed, a breed of the eye, of the mind of the ones who walk alive. Those who try, they can't because the kids are terrified. Tell me why. Those who oppose, they are not shy to mock remarks disregard as liberties go down south. The powers they push for the badged on guard and blue so inferior they never kick down the door, saying they could do no more, parroting those dripping words of pseudo powers at the podium. Pumping towards the sky at .223, but deep inside they want to aim for the eye at .556, or perhaps they'll start from the blow to the heart. Let the kids run because they are having fun, not so because we need to run and miss the screams that have been removed. We cry and we shout and we try, in the concrete border of doubt, to yell at the hard-headed demagogues why we cry. Yet like their eyes, their material hearts, like a flesh desert, remain forever dry. Let us through the doors of the store. Let people who need not get on the floor. Oh wait, too late. Yet another set of lives now on the floor. They will not get up. Sorry, it is the end. We will try for a change. Not then, not now, but when we'll win.
Cheyenne, if you like a poem, clap for the poet right here. I'm not going to tell you who is on deck. He knows, and he'll be the last poet in the first round of this open mic. Stepping to the mic. I'm sorry, I just fucked up a little bit here. So let's give a warm round of applause to Bree. Clap for the poet.
Can y'all hear me okay? Closer? Is that better? Okay. Just a little background, I know that I don't have to do this, but this is part of a series that I wrote about my travels to Ireland. So this is the second. I was just told that it flows a little bit better, so just strap in. You said it's a shame. You said it's a shame that I am here when the streets are bare and life is dull. But I found life in the streets, in the smiles of the people, in hearing conversations in multiple languages between locals and tourists alike, in the laughter coming from the pubs as I pass by, looking into the happy faces of patrons soaking up life, breathing in precious moments. You said it's a shame that I am here and that I will miss out on what the country has to offer. But I forget that the world has fallen apart, because to me it has just expanded. I find freedom in driving down slip roads, hiking the hills and lochs. I find connection with the genealogist and power-scored waterfall, in the shops of Kilkenny and Dingle, in the accent of the north. You said it's a shame that I am here and that I will miss the heartbeat of the country. But I find the heartbeat of the country in Joe the bar manager at Dokie and Nesbitt's of Dublin, in Bernie, the B&B hostess that made me feel like I was family and shared her love, in the voice of the lone busker on Shop Street in Galway, singing the most haunting song of lost love. It's a shame that you cannot see what I saw. I've been told I could read one, so I will read the first that is part of this. Thank you. So this is titled, It's a Shame. Surprise. It's a shame that you are here when the streets are bare, when the life has left the pubs. You won't get the full experience because life ends at 8 o'clock when the city has to stop and breathe. But I know how to find life. It's a shame that you are here and will miss out on so much that we have to offer, that you have chosen to be here when the world is falling apart. when our hearts long to be free and our souls long to reconnect. But I know how to find connection. It's a shame that you are here and will not meet the people that create the backbone of this community, the life of the country that keeps the masses coming back to our shores, to hear the songs being sung on the streets by professional and amateur alike. But I know how to find the music. It's a shame that you cannot see what I see.
Would you like a poem? Give it up for the poet right here! You know, I've been and I am old-fashioned host. I clean the hoops under the guidance of some greats, Danny Solis, Mark Smith from Chicago, Matthew John Conley. One thing I've been told, don't read your fucking poems if you're hosting, man. They'll hear you enough, so I'm not reading my poems. Do it! And I'm not yapping too much between the poets. I just call the poets and bring them on deck. But there is one exception. Now I'm going to yap for about 5 to 10 minutes because this guy needs a special introduction. That's how it started. It started about 8 years ago, maybe 8.5, maybe 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I remember lots of conversation he and I had, how to leave this thing off the ground. Finally we did it. This is the 8th edition, but trust me, it would not have happened if our leader didn't keep his hand on the rather firmly. All of this is possible primarily because of incredible work done by Tom Murphy right here. So let's welcome to the mic the director of this festival, the man who made it happen. Let's give it up for the poet right here, Tom Murphy!
Let's give it up for Stefan, who's doing such a great job, please. Thank you. And this is our 8th annual People's Poetry Festival, and we've gone through, this is our second day. We have one more day tomorrow. We're going to be back on campus starting at 11 o'clock. Zoe Ramos is hosting the, it's a visual poetry. It's going to be a great thing. And then at 12:15 we'll have poetry in Spanish. And then at 2 o'clock we'll have actually flash fiction, new for the poetry festivals to have flash fiction. And then at 4 o'clock after we'll have a reception between 3 and 4 for free food. Come on out. And then at 4 o'clock we'll have the it's a Lone Star anthology of poetry. That all the sales for that book go to Feeding Texas, a nonprofit. So it's a really great opportunity to come out and see that. It's going to be in the Bayview Room at the UC on Texas A&M Corpus Christi campus. And if you park in the Turtle Cove parking lot, it's free and everything, so no tickets or anything like that. So I'm going to read 2 poems. First one, global. Second one, local.
Margaret Cruz.
No Margaret Cruz. So this is from my latest book. It came out in September, When I Wear Bob Kaufman's Eyes. And as you can see from my shirt, I'm going to read this poem called Wheat Fields with this epigraph. Maybe I want to see the wheat fields over Kiev and down to the sea, the call-up by the Clash. Russia invaded Ukraine, wanting Zelensky's head. Putin's story trumped up. Exodus into Poland, Romania, Bulgaria. Far away are outnumbered Belarus and Russia. Ooh. Oh, sorry.
Take your time.
I've been talking a lot today. Mr. Fuckface Putin, I now address you. Put on your shirt and die. Death follows you everywhere. Unlike snow, the sobs and wails reverberate a cacophony of sorrow. Water or just give him an enema. Oh, whoops, I missed the line. Slip Novichok into his vodka. water, or just give him an enema with a nerve agent. You tube his foaming mouth, wide eye whites. What a sweet perfume. Wheat waves. You see how you feel when I read local. Corpus Christi. Booze laden, you flock maskless to your plastic-strewn fecal tides, awaiting the resurrection or erection while crucifying your land corpse. Your clique-lit benzene seepage flaring stacks of refinery desolation row sped like COVID-19 around the bay to wake a multitude of Baradur. Steel pipe plants shed black dust transforming Portland into Pompeii. Your croplands, floodplains, now saturated DDT and Roundup converted track housing. Your 50-year-old bridge you demand unworkable. For bigger cash-bound zebra muzzle tankers cannot reach your oily pipeline wells. Port Commission hires proven contract disaster. Floridian footbridge collapse kills 6. Idea blooms like your illiteracy and your teenage pregnancy rates. A floating fuel dock at Bay's mouth. We guarantee no spillage. Clean as a whistle. Cancerous, you watch loggerheads and green turtles bobbing empty shells that guide ships through oleaginous surf. The latest commission brainstorm, desalinization. Desal plant on Harbor Island, a maximum of 97 million gallons of wastewater a day. Only a trifle. The aquifer mixed with Eagle Ford shale fracking chemicals, nearly Death Valley. But you, Corpus Christi, hand out millions of gallons of water with cash bonuses and tax exemptions to any willing multinational corporation to ransack and pollute these once fertile lands. Your pocket payoff for war machine, military madness, and their toxic dumps, erecting statues, planes, and cemetery plots, along with your proposed ginormous cross on I-37, where you will white robe nail to as much as the land along with your AR-15 style accumulated blacks and Mexicans to those grotesque beams that greet the future in a channel reek of infested sludge. Thank you very much.
The man who made it happen. Let's give it up for Tom Murphy. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it going. Actually, first off, lovely Dorothy here treated me to Guinness Stout. Let's give it up for Guinness right here. Let's give it up for Dorothy. Dorothy will read 2 poems. Are you ready? Step to the mic, Dorothy. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. On deck we have Dustin at the mic. We have one and only provider of beer for the house. Let's give it up for Dorothy!
Stay thirsty. So this comes to have a name, and so it's untitled. Right.
Wow.
This comes to have a name, so it's untitled. Anyhow, here goes. My phone be so dry, I named it Prohibition. It's prologue, just to feel the pain again. My heart be so blue, I call it cyan. Every beat is a knife cut. My lips be so dry, missing your sweet and tender kisses, so I call them Sahara. My eyes be so wet, The tears flooding over every time I say your sweet name. I call it Niagara. And my mind be so retentive, the memory of you always bouncing back, that I call it boomerang. My body's a continent, desolate, yearning, parched for your rediscovery, waiting for you to stake your claim and grow an abundance of crops, streams, houses, its territory Thank you.
Thank you for the meal. Get one more.
How many does she get rated? I'll go get you now.
This one is called My Familiar. You are the melodic, the beautiful notes, the grand piano keys, the music classic and true. You are familiar and extraordinary. The gentle crash of waves upon a desolate shore, steadfast and true. You are a shimmering pool, an oasis in the midst of a barren desert, with careful words and precise actions. The sparkling flare of a conflagration that leaves all other fires appears a flame, quickly extinguished in a rainstorm. Snow and ice and warmth and rain, and all of these things, and nothing at all, just a tiny speck in the vastness of eternity.
If you like a poem or beer, clap for the poet right here. On deck we have Steve Sanders stepping the mic. Let's give it up for Dusty.
Haiku.
You're welcome. The metamorphosis of brown. After acres of sapless air, the sky cracks like a skull, spilling ears full of wet stones. For days, arid bones drink streams of iridescent light, until the empty jaw fills with the violet aria of blooming hypomia. Blue Orphic fingers crawl across the neck of the violin, trailing cliff with sparks. Luxuriant notes rising from crystalline beads, opening windows of glowing indigo melodies. Bright motivic birds flutter within the swelling ribcage of leafy larghetto strings, their beaks brimming claret cups, exhaling a deep pink crescendo from blue lungs of revenant fields. Clouds open a casket of eyes, washing white symbols across the glassy plain. The singing body of the sun, rising from tongues of grass, a Sibelius seed. Thank you.
Right here we have got Steve like a poem. Clap for the poet right here. We are going to second round. The list is still open, but barely. So if somebody did not read yet, you better step to the list rather quickly, sweetie pie. Other than that, on deck, we have Mr. Pickle stepping to the mic, Steve Sanders. Let's give it up for the poet right here.
While he's getting ready, we're going to do a pirate call. And this one requires a little audience participation. I need a volunteer. But the volunteer I need is a couple. I need two people who are not ashamed to admit that they love each other. Come on up. Hey, there's hands up over there. Y'all get up and come on up here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give it a hand, folks. Give me some encouragement. Go, Rodney.
Facing this way, and you will stand right here facing that way. Look at each other. Kind of.
Then that just makes it better. All right, this is a poem I wrote for my wife years ago called The Inventory. And for this poem, you're going to have to imagine that he is a rough, tough pirate captain sailing home after a successful voyage. He's been down below, counting the gold and silver and jewels, because if every pirate doesn't get their share, he ain't gonna be kept very long. But he knows he's sailing home to her. So he's taking a break, goes up on deck, and this is what he's thinking as he's taking his break. Now y'all look at each other. Climbing out on the quarterdeck, I'd spent the night tallying gold. We'd taken a brig off Maracaibo, and her treasure now decorates our hold. The sun's just up in the horizon, the color of spun coppers in the air. In my mind, your face appears like a vision, because the whole sky is the color of your hair. Last night, look at him, he's the one thinking this. Last night, I logged pearls set among rubies and diamonds of various size. Not that kind of pearls. Diamonds of various size, but your smile makes the pearls look washed out, and the diamonds can't compare with your eyes. We took nutmeg and pepper and sugar, but your love is all the spice I'll ever need. We captured silks I can't wait to strip off you. I put that part in for you. So
Order on more canvas for more speed. The ship leaps forward like a dolphin. Look at her. I know I need to get back below, but counting gold now just seems like drudgery, and I have such a long way. In the distance, I can make out our headland. If not the inventory, then the journey is almost through. And I smile because there can be no greater treasure than another day living and loving with you.
Now you kiss her neck. Okay, this is a triolet, another steampunk poem. It's called Into the Night. Follow me into the night, and I'll take you where the dead men go. Screw up your courage, but douse that light. Follow me. Into the night, we'll let our nightmares take flight and learn what others dare not know. Follow me into the night, and I'll take you where the dead men go. Thank you very much. It was worth it driving all the way down from Fort Worth.
And now fuck up the mic.
Twice.
But if you like the poem, clap for the poem. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cast a good 1, 2.
This is not as easy as it looks, folks. It was easy for me. Got it.
1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, do we still have in house Mr. Pickle? All right, on deck we have Ale stepping the mic, Mr. Pickle. Let's give it up for the
Tough thumb skin scratches against the imperfections of that damn glass. Scroll up, scroll down, feels the same. A tough skin is wanting as the display of words changes, exchanges of hatred, imperfect people feeling isolated, naked. What am I seeking as I read and reread? I guess I hope the words change to sweet things, comfort things, love things. Instead, I feel the same stings. I want to change the outcome if I can, but I can't, can I? 10 minutes of, baby, let's stop this. Gone in 2 seconds as I hold this. Delete button was the death kiss, kiss of death that don't miss. Alone and dismissed, that's what I am. Just a post in her life she never tweeted, an unsent text deleted.
If you like a poem, clap for the poem! Let's keep it going, let's keep it rolling. We have on deck Jacob stepping to the mic.
Okay, yeah, this is titled When You Die. When you die, the sharp breath will attempt reversing time when I beg my lungs to expand wide enough to hold your fading scent a little longer. The gentle sweet cream aroma from your dark coconut hair will break me, because we've been our Snoopy pattern pajama nights with exaggerated snorts, teasing me about my aversion to coconut fuzz. But as you grow limp, I will clench your button-down collared golf shirt. With gritted teeth, I bury your soft face in the nook of my quivering chest. I'd nudge you, please wear something else. You chuckle, babe, this was on sale, a good deal. When you die, our house will be couched in the forest alongside the crashing coast, just like we planned it. Cluttered with all your favorite tchotchkes, your leafant kids will outlive you, but my wistful reflections will water them on steroids, don't worry. When you die, I will rebuild you through all these cositas, wearing our recycled pink on Bluetooth slippers I mocked you for having. I walk through the museum built in your name. This old lesbian couple asks me about you. My envious heart will stitch my openings. I stand so still, thinking contemplation. My grief hovers over your rendition of Dante and his lover, unnamed. Our line work is how poet and painter dance. That couple will return home to sway against the wind, glow, how we used to. The wind, chock full of my cold curls, caress my hot-figured soul as I sprint toward you. On the anniversary of your goodbye, I promised to birth a tradition of going to our favorite drinking spot. But now it's you and our first feline son, Noel, and I will share a bottle of La Gritona, tequila filled and queer just like us, with you. Buzzed off my ass, I stumble into your cool concrete. I think I see your imperfectly crooked smirk, believing in the apparition I lead, my hand tight on your waist, donning the most worn-down golf shirt paired with snakeskin boots hechos en Mexico. We leave a small gap between us, enough for our breaths, as we step 1-2 to Jenny Rivera's Cuando muere una dama la golondrina. Did you take the service? I made sure no one cried without a shot in hand. You stopped me halfway. Mi amor, come here. Crown me one last time. Joey, when you die, I will write your voice alive until I hear it once more.
Right here. If you like a poet, clap for the poet. We have Alex Oliveira on deck, stepping to the mic. Let's give it up for Jacob!
Gather friends. Check. Drop the block. Taste my towel. Waiting for the sun to rise. Will need patience with a smile. Go to the park. Oh, what are you doing? Feeling funny, almost not a care. Let's keep going. The grass, it's growing. Regret the past? Boy, this is not what I expected. Deeply realize art and space. Folding word on using later we get near Spelling shop. Sleeping green, you and I, or a pink and gold. Now the light dies down, and so does mine. The night could not come at a better time. Who would have thought that this little square would blow our minds and strip us bare? This poem is called Winter Trip 2018.
That was Jacob right here. If you like a poet, clap for the poet right here. Let's keep it going, let's keep it rolling. On deck we have Matthew O. Stepping to the mic. Alex Oliveira! Let's give it up for Alex!
That was me.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. He's a man of many names. That's Jacob.
Did I skip Jacob?
Yeah.
Okay, stepping the mic. The beer is kicking in, folks. Let's give it up for Jacob!
Hi, I'm Alex.
Yeah, we didn't hear the name.
So, I'm sorry. I'm gonna read you poems. Lovely bushels and bone orchards, also known as Pantune for the Violently Queer. You proclaim so readily that you are free. Lay a hyacinth upon my head, keep tender hands upon this chest that swells. Build the pyre, I so plentifully seek. Thrust the hyacinth upon my head, keep lit this flamboyant, this fiery frustration. Build the pyre we so plentifully seek, singe the earth, burnt through a violet gaze. This flamboyant, firing frustration, sisters to brothers, unknown others, toss that blissful ignorance. Singe the earth, burnt through pages, abominate gazes, remember. Learn the ash pulsating a particular existence. Sister to brother, ephemeral others, cast your blissful ignorance. Remember Marcia, Sylvia, Colorado Pulse, our queer youth. Remember, learn aftermaths, ash, perfume of existence. Cultivate lavender amongst lilac against happenstance. Remember Marcia, Sylvia, the pulse of queer rebellion. In those hands, upon this chest swelling within. Cultivate aster ammunition amongst against explicit happenstance. Yes, you can proclaim so readily that you are violent and free.
Can you also... Okay, let's make sure there was Jacob. Right here, let's give it up for Jacob. Clap for the poet. And we have on deck nobody. Unless you decide that you want to hear a poem by the crowd. Yeah! Step in the mic. Let's give it up for Matthew O!
So that last poem you heard from me was from a game called Love Game. This one's from Photoshop. Spare a dime. They used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed them all. When there was deals to make or Adam to bear, I was always there right on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream with peace and glory ahead. Why should I be standing in line just waiting for bread? Once I built a railroad under the sea, made it waterproof to last for all time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Riot, can you spare a dime? Once I built a lighthouse to mark the sea, brick and rivet and lime. Once I built a lighthouse, now it's done. Fontaine, can you spare a dime? Once in fancy suits, gee, we look swell. Full of that rapture, libertarian pride. The surface world could go to hell. And I was the man with the deal. Say, don't you remember they called me Al? It was Al all the time. Why don't you remember I'm your pal? Say, Atlas, can you spare a dime? Once in fancy suits, gee, we looked swell, full of the rapture and libertarian pride. The surface world could go to hell. And I was the man with the deal. Oh, say, don't you remember they called me Al? It was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember your pal, Miss Lamb? Could you spare a dime? Thank you.
It was Matthew O right here. If you like a poem, clap for the poet right here. And we do have a very late addition to the list. And the poet, this poet has not yet read, has not yet had any time on the mic. So let's give it up for Rachel right here. Let's give it up for Rachel.
Thank you, everyone. I just want to wish my brother Juan happy birthday. He's
birthday,
45
Juan.
years old today.
Happy birthday, Juan.
Happy birthday. How blessed I am, how fortunate I've been. You are my brother and also my friend. Thank you, everybody.
I love your poems. Like, for example, haiku. So I was wrong again. We have another late addition to a list, and we have to give her time because for various reasons. But one of the reasons is I don't think this festival would happen without her too. So let's give it up for Robin Carterson right here. Let's clap for the poet.
Thank you for having me, and also beautiful, magnificent poems tonight that I'm hearing.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna do something a little racy.
Laureate!
All right. It's called Voyeurs. I bathe between the mullions and the evening dust, spinning through the ribbons of library windows. The universe is taking notes, lighting a candle, putting on very white. There is a red velvet canopy bed down a long, dark corridor. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I walk over to your cubicle. Do you have an eraser? You look up from your words, unstartled, as if words could be more interesting than doves cooing on a warm window ledge in September. You open your satchel and you reach. Take this, you say, lifting the thin yellow shaft as if you are about to knight me. So I bow my head and I twirl the pencil and I examine the eraser between thumb and forefinger, overtaken by a sudden peckishness for pink nubs. You don't respond. You are cool as an oasis. Speak again, please. Save me from this Victorian boudoir in my head. It's not too much to ask. We all need saving from beds we've made in or out of our heads, from thirst and falling, the grand old party, shipwrecks and other catastrophes. You are sturdy and occupied, and I am grasping a handful of your thick hair while you let me push you down on the red velvet canopy bed, or you push me. Hell, we'll take turns between all the pressing and the unbuttoning and the urging and the what are you reading? Oh, what am I? Oh, you are talking about books. Well, I am slipping off. Now you speak of your book, Gloria Anzaldua's How to Tame a Wild Tongue. Yes, it is hard to tame a wild tongue, I say. Lips parched, red hot, the library, a borderland, and maybe a jungle. Apparently, I want to be Tarzan and no chain, no Tarzan. Thump my chest, swing from tree to tree. All this wild uncertainty, this constant no guarantees. All of this too shall pass. I want a book of promises. I want to catch the light in your eyes, sweeping the long, dark passages off their feet.
Those are open castings right here. Would you like a board? Laureate! Well, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it going. The last poem of the night. Laureate! Welcome to the mic. Your host, Stefan. How about that?
Needs a drink.
It's called. Actually, I'm going to give you a choice, folks. Clap if you want to hear like a serious poem. No. Clap if you want to hear like a funny poem. This one is called Idioms. Subtitle: It is what it is. If you know what I mean. As soon as I started to learn English, I said, holy shit, this is so tough. All those prepositions and participles, definite articles and indefinite articles, even words like shit or progress that need no article. And as soon as you think you've made progress, you find yourself buried in the maze of expressions like, it is what it is. What is it? What is it supposed to mean? Can you pick it up, pick it apart? Can you put it in your pocket? Can you take it with you? You see, prepositions are tough, but idioms are the worst. You cannot ascertain an idiom by grasping its literal sense. It will only lead you astray. You'll miss an idiom by a long shot. And pardon, my friend, you'll be shit out of luck. Caught with your shit down, caught with your pants down, shitting bricks, talking shit, looking like a dipshit stuck in deep shit. So better get your shit together and start digging deep, for a man's got to do what a man's got to do, right? Well, what does that supposed to mean? Let me cut through shit. I cut a point and landed in a big apple. Homies fix me some good shit. I settled down. It took me some time to figure out they call it shit, and told me they don't call it shit, they call it the shit. There's a difference between shit and the shit, if you want what I mean. Anyway, one day I walked down the street and out of the blue shit happens. I feel like I've got to do what a man's got to do. I have no choice, if you know what I mean. Fortunately, I heard about this little joint in the hood, so I was thinking, a relief got to be inside, but as soon as I approached the door, there it was right in the window, this huge, colorful, psychedelic neon blinking and flashing, happy hour 4 to 8 p.m., happy hour 4 to 8 p.m., happy hour 4 to 8 p.m. I was like, what kind of shit is that? I heard about New York Minute, but how many of those can be packed into 1 hour? Truly, how can you stretch 1 hour of your happiness into 4 hours of your afternoon? But I got to do it, and yet I wonder what's love got to do. Why to turn it to communal, even commercial activity? Why to advertise it at all? For you see, when I'm from, we use the idiom happy hours for the time we used to drop shit. And I recall the calmness of my home, quiet morning with a book of Basho's haiku in my hand. The old pond. A frog jumps in. Ploop. Those are my happy hours. If you know what I mean. But then again, each culture has its idiom. Some like to do it at home in the morning, some prefer evenings by the ancient pond. Some like privacy, some share the experience with a few good men. One way or another, if you got to do it, you got to do it. It is what it is, and who am I to mess with your shit? Of the festival starting tomorrow. If you want to see me in action, I'm going to read a poem at haiku. So there's a bit of poetic prose and then a haiku at the short form panel, but also, especially if you're a poet, please come to UC Center at 10 o'clock. That's an hour for the first session. I'm going to bring lots of tacos for everybody. Free food, 10 o'clock in the morning. I hope to see you. Tommy is standing behind me, harboring motherfucker, and I think he wants to step to the mic. Should I let him step to the mic? Yeah! Right here!
Stefan says, I want to thank Sarah and everybody here at Lazy Beach Brewery and Cafe for a wonderful opportunity to be here and to have our poetry. Thank you so much for the Thank you, Sarah.
And one thing,
Thank you, Sarah.
by special instructions from our venue, 2 minutes from now, there is the last call. 2 minutes from now, last call.
Buy one, get one free. Did I hear that loud? Ow!
I was gonna get you a nuts for you, but it's not. This is
It's moisture. It's
All right, you can pack up this
Oh, yeah, we gotta pack up everything.